So this one is to address things like the group project. I think that's the number one thing people are emailing me about for this course. So the group project. It is a semester-long affair. One of the biggest parts of your group project is if you yourself are actually following directions. Part of the following directions has to do with posting in the group discussion board. You, as a group, are supposed to be figuring out how best to address and present the information for your group. This means best thing, somebody steps up as leader and helps organize. You guys discuss with each other, preferably in the group discussion board, because then I can actually take a look and see who's really working on this stuff. You say, hey, we have this article and we have this article and we need at least a third article. Most people would tell one person to research and summarize and fully learn one article, and then another one does that, and then the third one does the other. Then you guys work together to put it all together. If I were in a group, I would want everybody to read all of the articles. I myself would tell each member to read the 2 articles that are in your group, and each member try to find another article, and then each member, turn in a summary of some sort, something so they can show the rest of the group that they actually understand the articles. Then I would end up having everybody discuss and try to figure out how they go together. Figuring out how it matches in your textbook is also helpful. There's a lot of planning here, and that's part of this assignment is your group learning the information, learning how to communicate with each other, learning how to put it all together. That's why I don't have an actual example set up for you. Otherwise, everyone will just do exactly what I put up. That defeats the purpose of trying to get you to learn how to do this. So communication is absolutely number one. People who are not communicating, it's going to affect your personal grade. If there's only one person posting nonstop in the group discussion board and no one's responding until, I don't know, say April, that one person is going to do okay. Those other people, not so much. So I would highly suggest you take a look at the information I have posted about the groups, the group presentation and the way it works and how you get graded. Because a lot of people, no offense, but a lot of people are pretty friggin' lazy when it comes to doing work. And a lot of people see it as, oh, it's not due until way over here, and so you're not going to even think about it until towards the end, at which point you will have lost probably half the points right there because you are being graded on your involvement this entire semester. It's not just one thing. The actual presentation that gets turned in is only a quarter of the grade. 3/4 of the grade is how well you're following directions and doing what you're told to do. So this is a huge example of personal accountability. So for the groups that are actually meeting, I've had at least one group already request a Zoom meeting so they could meet together. I thought that was great. First time in a couple of years anyone's actually taken me up on the offer. I was so excited. And then they had to suffer through me figuring out how to set it up for them because, again, first time anyone's actually taken me up on the offer. But that gives me hope. We are going to have groups that are absolutely phenomenal, that work beautifully together, who communicate, they're really proactive, they do what they're supposed to do. And I promise you at the end of the semester, those are going to be the ones that everybody votes are the best presentation. Then we're going to have the ones where no one shows up. that nobody's turning anything in, and everybody is emailing me separately complaining that no one in their group talks, but no one is taking initiative either. Most of the class tends to be in between those two extremes. Most of the class tends to be a couple of people posting in the discussion board, trying to keep things going, and then you've got those fly-by-night people, the ones who come in and give the excuse of, oh, I had no idea where to find this, and oh, I just keep forgetting to come here, and I never got notified, and I know you say that you sent me the invite for blah, 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 but I never got it. Things like that, because I'm telling you, I hear it every semester. It's not new. They're just old, boring excuses. That's why there's the group discussion board. I stress the group discussion board because, one, literally part of your grade. But if you're posting on the group discussion board, your group members have zero excuse as to why they didn't see it. If they didn't see it, it's not your fault. You posted where you were supposed to post. If a group member chooses not to actually do what they're supposed to do, that hurts their grade, not yours. So use the group discussion boards. If you are in a group where it's only one or two of you actually doing anything, yes, feel free to keep me up to date, but just keep plugging along, keep on posting in that discussion board. If you're trying to say, okay, this is what everybody's assigned, know very well that chances are some people might still not do anything. If they're not doing anything, post. Say like, hey, Joe Schmo is being assigned this article, and to summarize it, however, Joe Schmo is not responding, so as a backup, I am also doing this. That way, it's out there, it shows you assigned it, and it leaves it up to that person to do it, but you're also covering your own butt, that kind of thing. At the end of the semester, when the final product is turned in, and I am doling out the grades, I'm just going to say group 1 because that's just easy. Everybody in group 1 is not guaranteed to get the same grade. Every single semester, I will have at least one group where one person gets more than the amount of points for the whole thing, and I will have one member who gets like 12 points. It happens, like seriously, every semester, because you have the person who busts butt and you have the person who is used to just riding coattails and letting someone else do all the work. It is not possible to pass this one if you're trying to just let someone else do all the work. This assignment is a semester-long personal accountability assignment. So seriously look at how you're getting graded. Every semester, someone files a report against me to the head of the science department. Some people actually even skip him, but you're supposed to start with the head of the science department, about how I wasn't fair on how I graded them for this presentation, and then I show them the grading rubric and every single friggin' announcement I made about how they're graded, and then they realize it's because the student didn't actually read what they're getting graded on. I'm not being unfair. I'm telling you, it's out there. It is literally a semester-long personal accountability assignment. So make sure you actually do what you're supposed to do. The irony of it is I say all this, and the people who watch these videos are the ones who are actually doing the work. Very rarely are the ones who choose not to do the work taking time to watch the videos. So I will also post an announcement in the hopes that they'll read it. So this is more for those of you who are putting forth all the effort and you're getting very frustrated. If you are putting forth the effort, just know it is noticed. You are not doing it in vain. I am watching. I can see who is actually really working, and you will be okay. If you are really putting in the work, you are not going to get punished for having crappy teammates. That's part of life. It happens. How you cope with it is part of the grade as well. If you just throw up your hands and give up and just go, well, such and such wouldn't do anything, so why should I? That's not going to give you as good of a grade as if you say, I had 5 people in my group and only 2 of us ever actually responded to anything. If you have 2 people who respond, and those 2 bust butt and still turn in a proper presentation, those 2 are going to get a bunch of extra points because 2 people did the work of 5. Those other 3 people get squat because they didn't do anything. So it is very individualized. Takes me a little while to do all the grading because of how individualized it is, but I promise it is not in vain. I think that's all that people have been asking me to cover for these classes, and so I think I'm going to end it there. I am working on trying to update some other PowerPoints and I don't know, put a little more person back into this class. But I guess that's it. So peace out.